reflecting bright green vibes and blues. You know I kinda want to disappear with you, but don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just that I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna put this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I fire in my heart, yeah. In the quiet, all my thoughts run free. So I drown them out at night with my TV. You know I got to try to ignore these thoughts that go back and forth inside my head. I should stop before I'm in too deep and I can't go back. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I fire in my heart, yeah. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I fire in my heart, yeah.
I need to know if you'll give me a second chance. They don't come around often, but please, you know I can't stand it when you don't talk to me, when you don't talk to me, yeah. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore. You off my mind, and I know it's true, and I'll say this to you, I want you back. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore.
good things go slow. I'm no saint. I fall and you pick me up again. Got your habits, got them too. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with you. Sinking in, and I guess I kinda like that. For the first time, you really got my back. Got your habits, got them too. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with you. Lose them with you, lose them with you. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with.
Okay guys, just want to give you a quick rundown of the week, so let's jump into it with weight like we usually do. So this week my weight's been around 81.2 to 81.5 kilos, which is roughly 179 to 179.5 pounds. This is a nice jump in terms of weight gain per week. It falls right within that ballpark of half a kilo of weight gain per week I set myself, or I've limited myself to, so I'm quite happy with that. And my calories for the week have been around 4,250 calories. Put the actual number on the screen here, but this falls in the right sort of area for me to gain up to that half a kilo per week, and definitely allows me to progress in terms of body weight, because I'll definitely put some weight on and it will not go above that half a kilo, so I'm happy as long as it stays in that ballpark. We'll adjust as I need to, but for now that's where it's going to be. In terms of my macros, they've been around 190 grams of protein, 465 grams of carbs and 175 grams of fats. Again, this is something I'm quite happy with, because it puts me in that position to recover, rebuild and have energy to push it in the gym and also do the tasks I need to do throughout the day. So on that note, I'm quite happy. Let's talk about the Monday session now. So I did switch out the seated incline shoulder press for the overhead press. I did it because it's easier for me to transition from doing a bent over row to then doing the overhead press, because it's both done in the rack with a barbell and the plates are quite near. Whereas when I was trying to go from doing the bent over row, if it was busy, it's kind of harder to get a bench and find the dumbbells you need. So I kind of liked just switching it out for the OHP, so the overhead press, because it just means I'm where I need to be and I can just go find the plates if I need to. Plus it's easier to record, so that's always a bonus. Moving on to my Wednesday max testing, I was happy, or really happy with my bench press to see it go up 5 kilos to 92.5 kilos for 5. I was kind of intimidated, or say scared, when I first set up the bar to do 92.5, but as soon as I got out of the rack, did the first few reps, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting 5, and I was so happy that I did. I was just a little bit intimidated on that because the week before I only managed to get 3 out at 92.5, but with the rest and the little bit extra pushing it on the max testing, I managed to get the 5 reps out at 92.5, so I was really happy with that. In terms of my squat, I was really happy, probably more so with that than my bench, because that went up 5 kilos, and for probably my worst lift of the big 3 lifts, and the one I struggle with most, I was just really happy to see it go up by 5 kilos. So that was that. And then with my deadlift, I was happy to see it go up 2.5 kilos, and I wasn't particularly surprised that it didn't go up as much as the other two, because generally whether I'm bulking or cutting, it will just progress at the same rate. Whereas with the bench press and the squat, they usually either slow down or stall as I cut, and then as I start bulking they progress quite quickly. So they're very affected by what my body weight is, whereas my deadlift doesn't really get affected by that. So with my max testing as a whole, I was quite happy. Obviously I was happy to see my absolute strength go up, which is the amount of weight I was actually lifting, and I wasn't particularly surprised to see my relative strength, so strength in comparison to my body weight, to go down a little bit. It did go down by, say, 0.01 to 0.3 times body weight, depending on the lift. I've got the actual breakdown on the screen here, but I wasn't particularly surprised because I managed to put 6 kilos, or I did put 6 kilos of body weight on in 6 weeks, and your strength level generally won't be going up that quickly. It'll progress, but not that sort of rate, so I sort of expected it. Plus, being in a bulk, I'm aiming to get stronger and try and get more muscular, so when I do cut down, I'll be stronger than I was and carrying more muscle than I was before. So I just had to keep that in mind. And then moving on to the Friday session, I usually am a lot weaker on those Friday sessions after my max testing, which does frustrate me from time to time when I'm trying to do movements I was doing the week before and not using the same weight. But it then takes a minute or two for me to go, oh yeah, you were max testing like 2 days ago, so don't be overly shocked. Just try and push it as hard as you can, which is what I did, and then moved on after the compound lifts to the next ones and just pushed all that extra anger, frustration and energy I had into them, and just pushed myself harder going throughout that. And I know I only filmed a little bit of it, but that's mainly because it was quite busy in there and it was hard to set up and record everything. So I recorded what I could, and then when I couldn't, I just added that little bit of frustration in as well and used that energy to push it harder on the other lifts. Anyways guys, before we cut out, let's talk about my physique. I'm quite happy to see it progressing. Like, I am definitely gaining some muscle and you can see the fat coming on, but it's not like I've just put on purely fat. You can see that I'm putting on some muscle with that weekly weight gain alongside some of that fat gain. So I'm happy. Gets me excited to see what I'm actually going to look like at the end of the bulk, and then even more excited to see what I look like after my next cut. So in terms of this week, I've been really happy, especially with everything. So I was in a good mood, so that's all I can say. Anyways guys, if you've enjoyed this video, can I get you to leave me a like by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing if you're not already, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Take me to Neverland.